When we think about Neo's story, we usually think about the savior, his abilities like flying, dodging and stopping bullets, and his sacrifice. But beyond that, The Matrix ends up being a horror story that Thomas Anderson is trapped in. Was Neo right, and his sacrifice was pointless? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
When we meet Thomas Anderson, he was a programmer/hacker who showed a certain rebellious attitude towards the system.
How about I give you the finger and you give me my phone call?
From the beginning, he was portrayed as a stoic character with few emotions and who questioned everything about his life and the world he lived in. He never liked the idea of destiny.
Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No.
The only time we saw Neo lose his composure was after Morpheus revealed to him the horrific truth about what the Matrix is.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It's gonna pop.
Breathe, Neo. Just breathe.
Besides this, in the rest of the story, he maintains a level of control over his emotions better than anyone else. Even when the architect revealed to him the other horrific truth, that he wasn't the one, he was an anomaly.
There are only two possible explanations. There were 5 ones before. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
When Neo's story came to a close in Matrix Revolutions, we thought that although he was not the prophesized savior, he did save everyone from Smith. So in a sense, he did become a hero. Neo was revered. He was the archetype of the savior who broke the path of the one to save everyone. A pure example of self-control and self-improvement. All these ideas we had about Neo started to break down when he was psychologically destroyed by the analyst.
Am I crazy?
We don't use that word in here.
Neo is full of doubt. He suffers from existential crises and is being manipulated. The stoic character who managed to overcome all was gone. When Neo met the architect, we see on the screens to his back showing all of his possible reactions to the architect's information. In some he was confused, others he was angry and afraid. Some lashed out to the architect, verbally insulting him, yet the real Neo remained calm.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to bits! You can't make me do anything, right?
Unlike in The Matrix Resurrections.
No. This can't be real.
Neo lost that self-control that distinguished him. Why? In previous videos, we've explained the methods of manipulation and physical modifications that Neo underwent. But Neo's biggest problem was cognitive dissonance. The term cognitive dissonance is used to describe the mental discomfort that results from holding two conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes. People tend to seek consistency in their attitudes and perceptions, so this conflict causes feelings of unease or discomfort. This inconsistency between what people believe and how they behave motivates people to engage in actions that will help minimize feelings of discomfort. People attempt to relieve this tension in different ways, such as rejecting, explaining away, or avoiding new information. Neo subconsciously knew that something was wrong with the world. He could remember parts of his past. Even though he had these memories, they were not compatible with his current reality. How could he be the savior of humanity if he lived in a seemingly normal world? If he was a hero, does it mean that everything he did was for nothing? Even though he is one of the most successful people in the world, why is he always depressed? Why does his life appear to not be real to him? These contradictions caused the Neo to lose his personality. They broke his character. He is depressed, anxious, and distant. But this would only be the first crisis that Neo would have to face, because when he wakes up to the real world, he would have to acknowledge something worse. Although Neo was miserable inside the Matrix, maybe part of him did not want to wake up.
But based on what we do know, it appears no one found you because you didn't want to be found. That's not true.
This idea that Neo did not want to be rescued is backed up with something that Trinity says to him.
And that part is like, what the hell took you so long?
Regardless of whether Neo felt that he was in a simulation or that he was being controlled, he did not want to face the possible reality that his sacrifice was in vain. This is the second existential crisis Neo faces after waking up.
They promised peace and they gave us purge.
Another reason why Neo didn't want to be found was that he did not want to awaken to a world without Trinity. So was his sacrifice in vain? In The Matrix, Neo had several main objectives that he needed to complete. The first was the prophecy. He had to destroy the Matrix and free the humans. The prophecy was a lie, and this objective was never fulfilled. However, Neo did not sacrifice himself for the prophecy. He did it for something else. The second objective, the one that mattered the most to him, was to save Trinity, though she dies on the way to Machine City, which left Neo with only one mission: to prevent the destruction of Zion. We thought he did accomplish this, but he only delayed the inevitable. The destruction of Zion eventually happened. The peace agreement was broken, and so his sacrifice did end up being in vain. But Bugs tells Neo that it was not all in vain, because his sacrifice led several sentients to join the human side and help them build this new city. But this was never Neo's goal. Neo thought that he was saving Zion and freeing the humans from the oppression of the machines, but he made things worse. The humans are now deeper in the Matrix than ever before. Some machines being friendly to the humans is not a new thing. Programs like Ramachandra, Seraph, and the Oracle were already on the side of the humans. Neo only inspired other machines to empathize with humans. In hindsight, Neo's sacrifice was pointless. He only gave the analyst the epiphany to sink people further into the Matrix, to use Neo's sacrifice as the key to taking control. But maybe Neo's sacrifice was worth something. As we've mentioned earlier, Neo's main goal was to save Trinity, but he failed. She died. However, the analyst resurrected her, giving both of them a second chance. Thus why Trinity thanked him. Although Neo failed as the One, people are still stuck in the Matrix. Zion was destroyed and the truce was broken. Neo did achieve the one thing that matters most. He saved Trinity. Everything else was secondary, and always will be. But do you agree? Was Neo's sacrifice in vain? Did he subconsciously know this, thus why some part of him did not want to face the truth? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.